farm can be a great place to live and visit. Let's keep it that way by being safe.
Children that grow up on a farm are really the only kids that are exposed to hazards in the workplace.
In the perspective of a small child, is that it looks like a big playground.
Farming is within the top 3 of the most dangerous occupations in the United States, and that would be mining, construction, and agriculture. You know, we were one of those families that had our kids out there in agricultural production when they were 8 or 9 years old.
In 1986, we was harvesting corn, and I had my son operating the tractor that ran the auger that transported the corn to the grain bins.
He had no clue when he got up on that gravity flow wagon that it could pull him under, and that he could have tons of corn on top of him, and it would just suck his breath away.
He got on the grain, went to the bottom.
You know, we made a conscious decision that day to have him stay home from school, help his dad. It was his rite of passage. And it was all taken away from us. We can't change that. We'll never be able to make that go away. Best thing for me to do is to change it for other families. I was really at the depths of my grief at that time. And somebody along the way said, maybe you ought to start an organization. I said, okay, I'll do that. Tell me the first steps. And I just did it on a whim. You know, I started out with one person on staff, and she did all the accounting and everything. Well, then I was doing the fundraising and speaking and burning out, and it just snowballed from there.
From the very beginning, she was one of those people that could motivate someone. Community people can relate to her very well.
I serve on a lot of boards of directors and advisory committees. Right now I'm involved with helping to determine how the farm safety funding will be spent on the federal level.
Different manufacturers have paid attention to Marilyn and has improved the safety of their equipment.
The main activities of our volunteers would be to go to schools, go to 4-H meetings, work with the media in their own community. And so we have puppet shows and skits. People dress up like a scarecrow.
Adults can ride with us or lead the horse to keep us safe.
To help us remember.
You could just see the light bulbs go off. And that's not only just true of the very young kids, but even junior high and high school age kids.
One of the demonstrations that has become very popular is the power takeoff demonstration. This is actually what happens to a human when they get caught.
There's always some tradition changes that are very difficult.
And, you know, if we're going to save lives, then those traditions have to change. When you take a look at the statistics back in the mid-'80s, there were 300 children that died on farms each year. We started the farm safety program, and then about 10 years later, the numbers had dropped down to 104 deaths. You know, 104 sounds like a drastic reduction, but that's still an average of 2 kids per week. And you know, I just don't find that acceptable. I get so much feedback from other families, and they're telling me, because of what you have done, because of Farm Safety for Just Kids, my kids will live to play another day. Now that is worth every effort. You do recover. I have recovered. I've done a lot of good things because of Keith's death. It never goes away. It changes your life. But you know, somehow I really believe that he's up there pointing his mother in the right direction.